So, hello, my name is Benjamin Jorman, as you can see it here. I'm from the company GHI, trying to inform you on the patient stat software that we're trying to implement in your hospital, BML. So, any questions are of course welcome within the presentation. We're trying to see how it's going to go towards the transition towards the implementation of the patient stat software within your hospital. So the first point that the main points that I want to make are basically that the project benefits will greatly exceed project costs, which is probably one of the main factors of importance. Then I will talk about the implementation of the software, which has provided other hospitals with significant non-financial benefits, and I will also inform you on the risks that come along with the project, but those risks can be managed, definitely. So let's start, as you see it highlighted, by the project benefit versus project cost. So this is definitely the patient stat software. It's a software, so it's an investment in technology. You want to evolve, you want to invest, and towards the next step. This will cost, of course, a little bit. The capital cost for the new terminals, which you see here, which represent 67% of those total capital costs, that amount up to $252,000. The second most important expense will be the wireless handheld tablets. You see that the training is not a very big part of it, neither the changes to the nurses station. You will have the new terminals, which will be the main change within the hospital in that investment. Now, if you look at the operating costs, which are the most important, you'll see here that the NPV of those costs will represent $700,000. So in those $700,000, you'll have mainly 63%, which will represent additional services from the support vendor, which means that's kind of tailoring the needs to your hospital. What do you need what else do you need that's specific to your hospital that can come along with the software. So that's tailored needs for the hospital. And there on the graph, you also see that the software licensing fees only represent 31% of those incremental operating costs, which amount up to $700,000, and the ongoing training requirements also will represent 6% of the cost. Now, time away from patients because of training and project implementation will lead to further costs, of course, which are $25,000 for doctors when they'll be away, $17,000 for nurses. This leads to opportunity costs at $42,000, which represents a fair amount of money, since the training will, of course, help reduce costs in the end. Now, let's look at the benefits here. The technology input leads to cost savings and more efficiencies, and that's what you got to remember here. The NPV of the incremental financial benefits amounts up to $1,300, $1,300,000. Sorry. So, where does this money go? Basically, you'll have reduced admin staff, but more efficiencies, reduced paper forms, more efficiencies, and those efficiencies will show on the additional patients managed, which will represent 62%, meaning $750,000 of additional patients managed, which is a pretty important role here, because as you look at it, when you look at the NPV of financial benefits, which will be up to $1,200,000, and the NPV of operating costs, there's a gap of $600,000. And in that gap, of course, you can cover the capital costs and opportunity costs, which together amount up to about $300,000. So this is basically financially a good deal. This is a good deal. Project benefits largely cover project costs, even with capital and opportunity costs. This is a good deal financially. Now let's see the implementation with other hospitals, which has shown us non-financial benefits. What are the non-financial benefits that you can hope from that? So how do we measure those non-financial benefits? We look at the other hospitals, of course, that we've had experience and implemented the software with, and we have also opportunities that will arise from the technology implementation, which will have the hospital evolve to the next step. Now, if we look at the other measures, the measures from other hospitals, we have basically, it's the only way for us to determine the projected benefits from other hospitals to actually compare it to yours. I did a little chart here to show that, you know, together with like 4 or 5, whatever, all the hospitals that we brought up together, all those benefits are tailored to your size, to your needs, to whatever you represent. We try and make a formula out of it and show what will come out the most. And what we've seen is basically that the employee job satisfaction will be the greatest evolving factor within the hospital. Then you'll have the patient experience, which will also, as you see, evolve in a good way, but a little bit less than job satisfaction. And then you have also brand image of your hospital, which is kind of a conclusion, kind of a spin-off of the job satisfaction and patient experience. Of course, you have a better reputation. So now I have to present the risks that must be managed in order to go through the implementation of that software. They must not be forgotten, but as we said, with our experience, we will help in tailoring solutions that will ease the transition towards our technology. So basically the risk that you'll incur will be staff reductions that make morale problems among the remaining employees. But as you see that they patients have better experiences, the staff is less crowded. Of course, everybody at some point is going to get used to it, as we've seen in other hospitals. Nurse and physicians, like using the wireless pad, like any technology, it's hard to learn. Of course, that's why there's training, and that's why they'll learn to do it. The risks are, they don't like it, they're not used to it, they don't have the same ease, but that's what we're trying to teach them as much as we can, and as fast as we can. Now that we have got experience with our hospitals, we know how to do it. And the patient stat, a technical support group doesn't have other languages, but we're trying to work on that, of course, trying to evolve and kind of tailor to the needs of everybody. And I guess that interests you, and we will definitely evolve with you guys. So, if we come back to the first statement, you'll see that it's a good project. Definitely, it's a good software. Financially, it works. Non-financial benefits are clear. They're significant. Job satisfaction, patient experience, brand image of the hospital will grow, and the project has risk, but it will help us grow. It will help us learn how to manage those risks, and we'll be next to you in order to help you implement that software. Now, if you've got, I didn't ask if anybody had questions during the presentation. Of course, I can come back to any part you guys want. If you want to need to make anything clear in those 3 parts. Now, thank you very much, and any questions are welcome. You go. Yeah, thank you.